Bladen, how many sections are we breaking our yard into? We're breaking it into 4. So if you see right here, we have our yard, and we're splitting it into 4 equal sections. What's my total area? Okay, so again, read the story problem, guys. We need to pay attention too, because a lot of us are distracted.
The one that I just read?
Yes.
Okay, I read that.
Our total area of our yard is 8x plus 12, but we're dividing it into 4 equal sections. So we need to figure out what the area of one section is. Okay? So what do you think I'm going to do to this?
Divide it by 4.
I'm going to divide it by 4. Am I just going to divide the 8x by 4?
No, everything.
I'm going to divide everything by 4. So if you have 8x plus 12, and I divide this by 4 and this by 4, what's 8 divided by 4?
2.
2x, right? Because I have that
2x.
x. Plus
4.
4 divided, or 12 divided by 4 is
4.
3.
3.
So each of these sections is 2x plus 3. Okay, how could we check to see if our answer is correct?
You can add the 2x plus 3 times by 4.
I could take 2x plus 3, and how many groups of that do I have? 4. So 4 times 2 is
8x.
x, and then 4 times 3 is?
12.
Is that what I started with?
Yes.
Okay, or I could add up my like terms. So 2 plus 2 is?
4.
Plus 2 is?
6.
Plus 2 is?
8.
So I got 8x. 3 plus 3?
6.
Plus 3?
9.
Plus 3?
12.
So again, did I get my total?
Yes.
Okay, so each section is worth how much?
Plus 3.
So 2x plus 3. Up here on number 1, we divide
Divided by 4.
the area by 4. So Noah, did you write this down with me? Okay. We found the area by dividing it by 4, and then we found the area of each section to be 2x plus 3. All right. Down on 3, we could also model this using algebra tiles. So they made that perfect rectangle, right? So what's this length right here?
2x and 3.
2x
2x plus 3.
and 3 1, so 2x plus 3. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
How many groups of that do you have?
4.
4. So if I was rewriting it like we were yesterday, what would I write?
4 parentheses 2x plus 3.
4 groups of 2x plus 3. Questions on that?
Oh, wait, I think you meant to put 4 in. Oh, I'm learning.
All right. Flip the page. Today we're going to be doing what we did yesterday, but we're going to take out the algebra tiles, kind of. Okay?
So we don't have to use them?
No, not today.
Yes. No, because it's like the little tiles do not equal up evenly.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about some vocabulary. So it says that a monomial, what does mono mean? Mono?
Little.
Nope.
Wheel.
Mono means how many?
1.
1. Okay, so a monomial is a number or a variable or a product of a number and a variable. So it can only be one term though. Okay? So remember, terms are separated by what 2 operations?
Wait, nope.
What 2 operations separate a term? Adding and subtracting. Remember when we had something like 2x plus 3 plus 2y, you got to tell me how many terms that was?
3.
That's 3 terms because it's separated by addition right there, right? Okay, so looking at 25, how many terms is that?
1.
1, therefore it's a monomial. How many terms is x?
1.
1. How many terms is 40x?
1.
1. Okay, so those are all monomials. Over here, though, in this one, Jordan, how many terms are there? 2, right? X and 4. How many are in this one? 2. So are those monomials?
No.
No, because there's more than one. Okay? To factor a number means to write it as a product of its factors. A monomial can be factored using the same method that you use to factor a number. Where have you seen factoring numbers lately?
The least to greatest thing. The factor
Your
tree.
bell work, right? That's why we've been doing it, is to get you ready for this. So the greatest common factor is the greatest between the both. So we're going to do our factor trees, and then we're going to figure out which one's the biggest, okay? So, in example 1, I'm going to write it off on a different space. What is my example 1? Can somebody read the two numbers up there? 4x and
12x.
4x, and then you also have 12x. Orange is probably hard to read. Okay, so what can I break down 4 into?
2.
2 times 2, right? Are those both prime?
Yes.
Okay, but what else do I have? Because I don't just have 4, I have
X.
x. So if I wrote out the prime factorization, I would write out 2 times 2 times x. Okay?
What happened?
But we don't want to. We're writing out the prime factorization.
Would it change anything if
Okay.
you did the X first?
No, but you always write it from least to greatest and then your variables. Okay? How can I break down 12?
3 and 4.
3 and 4.
Then
3 is
4
prime.
4 is 2 and 2.
2 and 2. Are we okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, is that all I have though?
No, then the X.
Then I also have an
X.
x. So if I wrote out the prime factorization of 12x, I would write out
2 times
2 times
2
times 3 times
X.
because we always want to write it from least to greatest. Okay? So what do you have in common here? I have a 2. What else? 2. What else? And an x. So my greatest common factors are 2 times 2 times x. Can I simplify that more?
No.
Yeah, I can do 2 times 2. What is that?
4.
4, and then I also have, so my greatest common factor is
4x.
4x. Questions on that?
No.
Okay. My second example, I have 18a
20ab.
and 20ab. What can I break 18a into?
9 and 2.
9 and 2, 2's prime.
Then 3 and 3.
3 and 3. Where have we seen the word prime before this week?
Bell.
On our bell work. Again, why I had you do that. Okay, so then what else do I have though?
A.
I also have an A.
So
So
it'll be
it's
2 times 3 times 3 times A.
So notice how I'm writing my times as the little dots now? Because when I have the variable x, sometimes we think that when we write multiplication like that, we think it's an x, right?
Yeah.
So I would get in the habit of just writing your multiplication as dots so that you don't mistake it for an x.
From now on.
Does that make sense? Okay. How do you break down 20? A, B.
10 and 2.
10 and 2, 2's prime.
And then you can go 5 and 2.
5 and 2. Is that all I have though?
No, and then you have the A and B.
I have an A and I also have a B. Okay?
So it's
2
2 times 2 times 5 times A times B.
Everybody okay with that?
Would it change it if you put B and then A?
No, but I just like to write it in alphabetical order.
Bah.
Okay, so what do you have in common?
2 and A.
2's and, so what's my greatest common factor?
2 and A.
2A. And that would be my final answer.
2 eggs.
Questions? Okay, I have one more.
12 CD and then 36 CD.
12 CD and what?
36 CD. That's a lot of boy bands.
What can you break 12 into?
3 and 4. And then 4 can go 2 and 2. And you have C and D.
And then I also have a C and I also have a D. Okay, I get in the habit of circling my primes and then like C and D so that I don't forget them when I rewrite them. So what is my prime
2
factorization?
times 2 times 3 times C times D.
Is everybody okay with this? Because this step is going to be our next step to what we do next.
Are we going to do this in our homework with the variables too?
I don't believe so, actually. How do I break down 36?
6 and 6.
9 and 4.
I heard 6 and 6 or 9 and 4. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go 9 and 4.
No, please.
Sorry. What's 9 break down to?
3.
So
2
same.
and 2.
And 2 and 2. So it'd be 2 times.
And what else do I have?
C and D.
So it'd be 2
2 times 2 times 3 times 3 and C and D. Hi, said it first.
C and D.
So what do you have in common?
Yeah, 2, 2, 3, and C. And D.
So my common factors are 2 times 2 times 3 times C.
times D.
D.
And what would that be simplified?
4 times 3. 12 C.
Because 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12 C D.
21 DC.
Ashley.
So when you're done, you should actually get a number that's no, because the last one wasn't. She's asking if your answer should be one of those numbers.
No, not always. It's just the greatest common factor. So if you think about, is 12 a factor of 36? Is there something I can multiply 12 by to get 36?
Yes.
So if there's
3.
something that you can multiply one of the numbers by to get the other, like example, 8 and 64. Is there something I can multiply 8 by to get 64?
8.
8. So I actually already know that 8 is going to be my greatest common factor because that's the biggest number of 8, right?
Yes, because 8
So
times
it's
8
gonna be 8.
So sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't be. It just kind of depends on the two numbers. Good question,
Do
though.
you have to show your work if you already know
You
it?
betcha. Because it's going to be important for the next thing we do. Layden. Yes. When you were multiplying, this was like that was just your answer. 2 times 3 times 5. That was it. You're not comparing anything on those ones. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is got it A, B, and C, but listen please. When you're done, you're going to stand up, put your hand in the air. Then the first person that you see who also has the hand in the air, you're going to go check your answer with them. When you agree, you sit down. If you don't agree, do you just go ahead and sit down?
No.
Do you just write down Brock's answer?
No.
No, you need to help each other out to figure out who is right. You can compare factor trees to help each other.